So with 2018 fastly approaching us, there's going to be a lot of you who are going to be searching the interwebs with a Z for the ultimate diet to start your 2018 off with a bang. So this vlog is all about diets and which one is optimal for you or maybe optimal for you. We will be overlooking a few of the most popular diets out there, overlooking the pros and the cons of each one and why some may be a tad more optimal for you. So as always, if you enjoy the vlog, if you find it useful, if you find that it's helped you in any shape or form, I really do appreciate all the likes and the subs and the shares because it drives me to want to produce better vlogs for you guys in the future because it shows me that it really is helping someone out there. So without any further ado, let's head into the vlog. $9.50. Can you tell I've just woken up by that? Yeah. Shit, 9:40. What a sleep. There is absolutely no doubt that I will get a message from my brother after he watches this vlog saying, give me back my Superdry jumper. It is his, I've had it for about 5 years and I have no intention of giving it back. I've had to go for the French press today over the drip. Not out of choice, purely because I bought the Taylors of Harrogate. Don't even know it's posh, sounds it. And I bought rounded ones rather than blended ones, so I've had to opt for the French press. Hence why no B-roll today, going around this. Which takes me on to this. If you are someone who finds that they are wasting a shed ton of money on their food shop by buying unnecessary things, or if you find that you buy stuff on impulse as you're going around, as the food shop, or any delivery service, not Waitrose, because you need a mortgage. Here we have behind the scenes work of how the Instagram polls work. So, first one today. Who'd be interested in a live feed if I did one on my Facebook and Instagram, answering the polls in more detail if I did one? And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you are. Yeah, I always do this. I always plan on showing you guys what I eat. Today we had quark, we had some nut hoops. When I've watched a few fitness vlogs in the past and all they talk about is food, I usually fall asleep. I'll tell you what you can stop doing as well. You can stop putting stuff up saying, a few people have asked me this today. No one's asked you that today. You'll see it on Instagram all the time. Few guys have been asking about my plan. No one's asking about your plan. Stop trying to pretend to be popular. But sometimes people do actually ask and then, I mean I do, but I only do it if people actually ask. I don't just make stuff up. And if I do make stuff up, I put it in the post. Because I couldn't give a flying shit about being popular or having to pretend to be popular and pretending that I'm having 17 DMs a day. Because I don't. I get about 3 a week. If that. So whilst we are on the topics of diets, I think it's really I think it's really important that you understand that every diet to some degree will work, okay? Every diet will somehow have you control your calorie intake, some in more questionable ways than others, but they will all work to a degree. But what you must understand is that some are far more optimal than others, and some will work far better for the individual compared to others. Flat white Greggs, so underrated. My predictions were correct. Busiest Greggs in Wales, if not in the world. Man just said to me, Really busy today, queues outside the door. Has he seen my vlog? Who knows? Opted for 1 bag rather than 2 as well. He said, do you want your sausage roll and your steak bake in a separate bag? Looking after the environment, being a good guy. I said, no thanks sir, put them both in one. Post-workout gains. Chocolate. Wait for my egg. Oh! Why are you having ketchup with your tuna? What? You're having carbs with your dinner? Won't that make you fat? So, on the topic of carbs, or whilst we're on the topic of carbs, let's talk about no or low carb diets. So we're going to be looking at the pros and cons on all diets, and seeing as I'm eating carbs, let's talk about the no carb diet. So pros of the no carb diet. An individual will lose weight because they are excluding a food group or a macronutrient from their diet, in this case being carbs. So inevitably they're going to be eating less bread, less pasta, less spaghetti, everything that has carbs in them, which means that they're going to be consuming less calories. Many of my clients have actually in fact lost a lot of weight by using this method. It's not all about the tracking. You don't have to track all the time. If a client, or if you are someone who eats predominantly carb-based foods, you will lose weight without having to track a single damn thing by switching to a low-carb diet. It will work for you. Carbs are our #1 source of energy. They are good. They do not need to be excluded from one's diet in order for someone to lose weight. And if you're going to be sort of cutting out the #1 source of energy, you're going to be absolutely knackered. Think to maybe your friends, colleagues, maybe even you who has cut carbs from their diet. There's a very high probability it made you feel like shit. Then we have intermittent fasting. That's when an individual will go through periods of not eating. Fasting works because what tends to happen is that you hear people say, oh, breakfast is the most important part of the day, which is probably one of the biggest myths in the fitness industry, period. It's one that I've fallen trapped to, where I was having mackerel and bloody nuts for breakfast, and all of a sudden by consuming breakfast, not only mackerel and nuts, but your typical breakfast like Nutella on toast, cereal and whatnot, you're consuming 400 and 500 calories purely down to habit and convenience. Now what intermittent fasting does is that it allows individuals to learn and understand that they can go longer without foods. It's a sort of a way that sort of trains your brain into going, put that toast away man, because you don't need it right now. You can go longer without food. Your last meal was at 7:30 last night. You most definitely are not going to lose your gains. You are not going to starve if you skip breakfast. As well as allowing an individual to learn the true concept and feeling of hunger, what it also does is that it allows an individual to backload their calories come the end of the day or in the evening. Think as to when you've dieted before. When do you usually mess up? Correct. It's usually in the evenings. That's when the majority of people, when boredom hits, they've finished work, they're out of routine, they're at home, all of a sudden they're bored, bang, they turn to the cupboards, 4 packets of dairy milk later, they're sitting there thinking, shit, what have I done? Cardio tomorrow. Cons with intermittent fasting is sometimes without eating, it can make you feel quite lethargic, and if you don't plan your meals properly around your training, it can lead to sort of a decrease in performance because you will become lethargic. So if I really, really do love staying over with you, but can I not do the bed anymore? You can call a dog anything that sort of sounds similar to what the names are, and they'll come to you. Dog's called Gracie. Macy! No. Casey! She's stretching, I can hear her. Tracy! Name's Gracie, and here comes Tracy. is it today? Deep tissue? Did you squat yesterday? Yes, you just relax there whilst I massage you. Seriously shocked at the fact that it's the 1st of December today. Not only that, but I haven't got an advent calendar. No clients today. Leave Friday to myself to do all of my editing stuff. And with this new role that I have taken up, yes, I do have another sort of job that I'm doing on the side, and that is a social aspect for YouFit Gym in Cardiff. Amazing gym. I am going to show you around. I have been working there now for a while, but I am going to show you around there in the next vlog. I would have done it today, but I'm not going to be down there. But yeah, doing the social media stuff for them. So today's going to consist of meeting with my, you'll see. So here's Mo. He's leaving me after 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
2 years, back to Saudi. Have a safe trip home. And what I'll do, smile to the camera.
He's the boss. He's amazing. He's amazing.
You were telling this very well. So keto will work if you are in a calorie deficit. That's the point of it. And what people tend to do and what keto entails is you cut out carbohydrates, or you have sort of a minimum amount of between sort of 30 to 50 grams of carbs a day. And when you accumulate that, or if you can prolong that for X amount of days, I think it's somewhere around 30 days, utilize fat more efficiently as energy. The pros of keto is that it does work. It does actually work. But the con with it is you are seriously going to have to be in, or you can't eat carbs. You literally, it's like 30 to 50 grams. And if you can manage to do that, flipping good on you, because I wouldn't be able to. And the thing is, another sort of con of it as well, is the fact that you're cutting out your number one source of energy, so very similar to a low-carb diet. So yeah, and again, like every other diet, if calories aren't, or if you're not putting yourself in a deficit, even on keto, you are not going to lose body fat. And then we have flexible dieting. It wouldn't be a vlog if I didn't mention it. I'm going to be biased towards it. Because there are massive cons that come with it. So I think the biggest one obviously is the fact that many will take it to the extreme, where they will only consume donuts and sort of shitty foods to make up their calorie intake. Now obviously this is rather unhealthy. It's not a good way to diet, and yeah, I mean, that's one of the massive cons that does come with it. You know, half an hour that took, and it's gone literally pitch black. Yeah, another con with sort of flexible dieting is the fact that you will have to track your dietary intake, or 90% of the time you will, because a lot of it you learn through tracking your food via an app, any app. There's lots out there. And that can be time consuming. A lot of people don't have the patience nor time for that, particularly really, really busy people with family commitments, and they find it hard to commit to it, which again is totally understandable. So, you know, there's many ways to skin a cat. There's many ways to track your dietary intake. So that's another con of it. We can also take from flexible dieting the fact that we can see it as a pro and a con, and that is the fact that an individual will have 100% full control over his or her calorie intake. With flexible dieting, no food is off limits. And with that, when someone's transitioning from another diet where they've been quite restricted on the foods that they're eating into flexible dieting or AIF or AF, having that freedom now to eat wherever the hell that they want can sometimes have a negative spin on things, because they'll get so excited they'll start buying multi-packs of things, and come day 3 of the day that they bought the multi-pack, everything is gone, because sometimes you need restrictions, or some people need restrictions on things. With tracking as well, you're being educated along the way, because the goal is to be able to move away from tracking. I'm not going to be 70 years old sitting on my rocking chair having a fag and smoking a pipe tracking my food intake. No chance. I want to teach myself and my clients that one day we can look at a portion of food, estimate how much sort of grams of protein, grams of fiber is in it, as well as how many calories, and then we can mentally track. That's the long-term goal with tracking, and that's why I always stress people to practice and practice and practice as much as you can. Which leads us on to clean eating. Now, clean eating isn't even a thing, and a negative thing that individuals will think that if they eat unlimited amounts of healthy foods, so foods labelled as clean, that they will lose weight, they will get the physique they've always dreamt of. Now, they will obviously be eating healthy foods, but the fact of the matter is these individuals will think that food quality is more important than quantity. And of course, food quality is important, but you can still gain fat by overeating on foods like nuts, chicken, beef, rice, potatoes. They're labelled as clean, but you will still lose or gain weight if you're in a calorie surplus. Energy balance is number one, or king, when choosing your diet. And then last but not least, we have things like Slimming World and Weight Watchers. Now again, not bad. They utilise a point scheme rather than calories, I believe. The only negative with this is that they obviously will work, but this whole free meal aspect is how can pasta? How can something with 300 calories be classed as a free meal, or an average portion size with, be classed as a free meal? And that's why a lot of individuals' progress will halt on this diet, because they look at pasta and go, yeah, this is a free meal. All of a sudden, 1,000 calories later, bloated as hell, they're sat there thinking, why aren't I losing weight? And that concludes the vlog. So I hope you found it useful. As always, give it a like if you liked it, and leave any comments if you want any further clarification on anything, and I'll speak to you soon.